We're live. Oh, thanks for joining. I see Susie and Brandon and Becca. Oh, y'all are starting to join in. Here we go. The numbers are getting higher. Oh, here come the hearts. Oh, hey, Brittany. Oh, we're going to have a good time together tonight. I can't believe it's 9 o'clock already. Here we are. I had a great day. I hope y'all had a great day. We were together at noon, and we're going to be together every day from noon at noon and at 9 until you are finished parenting, okay? So we can work through this journey together, and I promise I'm not going anywhere. I've got lots to talk about, so twice a day I will be available to you at noon and 9. My name is Trina Titus Lozano, and I'm a counselor, and I'm hopefully your biggest supporter because I'd like to be your cheerleader. And look what I found today. I found some pom-poms. Woo! I found them upstairs, and I thought that's perfect because I'm going to cheer these parents on to victory as they continue raising their kids. It is no easy task, and you need to be cheered on. Some days are really hard. Hi, Kristen. Some days are hard, and you can't give up. I don't want you to be discouraged, and I don't want you to give up. It is not for the faint of heart. That's for sure. Parenting is important, and just like at a good football game, if you were football season here in Texas, so we're talking about football today. Yeah, just like a game, you've got to have your head in the game and you've got to be ready to play. And if you're down, you can't get discouraged because it's not the end of the game yet and the score is not over and you can still score. And no matter how frustrated you might be, you can't give up because the game's not over. You're still parenting. So each and every day, I'm going to cheer you on. Hey, Austin, good to see you. Kristen, I'm so glad that he's watching and he's going to wait and watch the Cowboys game. My husband and my son are in there watching the Cowboys game, and that's okay. So glad you guys are joining. Love the hearts. I love the love. Tonight I'll be answering a question that was actually asked earlier today at noon. So I didn't get to it earlier. It didn't come up on my screen. I'm still new to this. So it's the first week of Periscoping, but I'm having a great time. So I'm hoping that you guys are too. I'm going to be reading your comments, reading your questions. So tell me where you're from. Tell me your questions, your struggles. Tell me your successes. I've had some success stories that have even happened this week. So that's great. We are going to talk about our feelings tonight. We're talking about emotional intimacy. E is for emotional intimacy. We're working our way through the alphabet. A, B, C, D, and now E. E for emotional intimacy. A was for authority. Okay, so we learned that it's our personal responsibility to raise our kids. We have the authority. It's our responsibility. B was for believe. So we need to believe in God, believe in ourselves, and then believe in our kids. And we need to have faith that we're going to need a miracle to get through this. And then conscience. Conscience is developing your kids' conscience. Eventually, I will have all these up on YouTube. They're not yet, but I'm working on it. I will. But I'm just going to keep it up until you guys are able to get A through Z. And you can get it on a blog and things like that. But that's coming soon. D is for discipline. We talked a lot about discipline. You need a miracle. You know what? You hold on. You're going to get a miracle, Sinclairs. You can have it. I believe in miracles too. I walk in miracles. Oh, I could not function without miracles. So I certainly believe. I believe in miracles and I get them. Let's just say that. And y'all will too. So definitely believe. So tonight is about emotional intimacy. We're going to continue the conversation that we had earlier today. But before I really start on that topic. Oh, pink lipstick. It's Revlon. Thanks. Gianna's a wild one. Yeah. You know what? We're going to talk about how great that can be. That's not necessarily a bad thing because she's adorable. And she's a miracle child too, by the way. I remember that. Okay, so I'm going to start with a question from Noom. This question was from Jessica. So hi, Jessica. I'm sure you're watching, waiting for the answer. Okay, so the question is, how would you recommend disciplining a 9.5 and a 7-year-old who did not have discipline early on? That is a great question. For those of you who are parenting younger children, you want to really do a good job parenting up until the time they're 4 or 5 years old. If you really do a good job directing them, discipline, remember, is discipleship. So directing them and training them of how to behave, it'll make it much easier. And then by the time they're 5, 6, 7, 8, we call that up to elementary school, can be the wonder years. You can really enjoy the fact that they've already been well trained and they're well behaved and you can enjoy them. They're still kids, but they'll be well behaved. But Jessica's question is, yeah, she did better with her last two, but with her first two, they kind of got spoiled. They weren't as well disciplined. They weren't as well trained. She didn't know what she was doing. So now how does she recover from that? Okay, Jessica, great question. Well, I'm going to start by this saying, I think it's important to call a family meeting. And you said that your husband, they listen to your husband better. So you guys call a family meeting. And with kids this age, 7 and 9.5, you can really communicate with them. So explain to them that you didn't really know what you were doing when they were little. And what you decided to do is to get more information. So, I wanted to be a better parent. So Dad and I have been watching and learning different videos and different things about parenting. And we've learned that we need to do it a little bit differently. And then ask them, what do you think would be a great parent? How do you think a really great parent would behave? And see what they say. And this begins the emotional connection with a heart-to-heart talk with kids that age. You're really wanting to start talking heart-to-heart with them. Ask them how they feel. How do they really feel when they get in trouble? How do they feel when you read them a book? How do they feel when you guys play? How do they feel when you go to the park? How do they feel when you fix them dinner? This will open that conversation. And as this conversation opens, I want you to then intersect, I'm going to be changing a few of the rules, and then we're going to expect you to really obey the rules when we have them, and Mom's going to be more consistent so that you can be better, and that'll make it easier for you. And remember, their 3 core needs are love, significance, and security. So I wrote some notes tonight so that you guys can check out the notes. I know some of you are taking notes. These are your 3 core human needs: love, significance, and security. So you want to use these words. So use these words with those older boys. We love you. Mommy loves you. You are significant. You are smart and you are important. And I want to teach you really well. I want to parent you well. And when I parent you well, it's because I want you to be secure. It'll bring security to you when I give you discipline or when I tell you what needs to be done. It brings security to you. So this is the reason why I'm doing these things. And I just want you guys to know the rules are going to change a little bit, but it's going to be awesome, okay? So that's the way I would handle that, Jessica, and have fun with it and emotionally connect with them, which is what we're talking about. So emotional intimacy, okay, that is a heartfelt connection. Okay, EQ is the measurement of emotional intelligence, okay? Emotional intelligence is EQ, okay? We need to have a high EQ, and we need to raise our kids with a high EQ. The way that happens is we talk about feelings. We connect with the feelings. We analyze feelings. We're able to explain our feelings, explain them, talk about them, communicate them. So I want you guys to be able to start integrating this into your conversation. What kind of feelings? Let's see. Lonely. So if you sense your kid might be feeling lonely, again, identify with them. What? You haven't made any friends yet? And it's the first week of school? I remember feeling really lonely when I was your age too. I felt like there was a lot of people there and nobody really knew me. I really know how that feels. So you empathize and you remind them that you can identify with them. Don't try to solve the problem. Just listen to their feelings. Let them talk about their feelings. It's okay for them to have negative emotions. I'll tell you what to do with them in a minute. Okay? Okay. They're bored. Mom, I'm bored. It's the end of the summer. Kids are probably getting bored. Empathize with them. Sympathize with them. Don't talk them out of their feelings. Don't discourage them from telling you their feelings. They're bored. Okay? How do you deal with their bored? You know what? I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like that too. So just feel it with them. And I'll tell you what to do with the negative emotions in a minute. So hold on with me. Okay, then there's emotions like embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. Tell them an embarrassing story of when you were embarrassed sometimes. That's so important. That's how you're connecting emotionally with your kids. I'm going to keep going through this. I'm tired. Instead of trying to talk them out of talking about their feelings of being tired, just tell them right back, oh, I'm tired too. Man, sometimes it's just tiring. Nervous. Oh, I remember when I was so nervous. Tell them, I was nervous when I was pregnant with you. I was nervous. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like because I'd never had a baby before. I was so nervous. Okay? Proud, confident, shy, insecure, jealous, afraid, surprised. Some people are like, I don't like surprises. Well, maybe your kids don't like surprises either. Did you ever think about that? Why not? Well, because we're out of control, right? But you know what? We can teach them of how to deal with that. Joy, sadness, disappointment, fear, anxiety, love, anger. Okay, emotions, feelings, all of these things are what we're going to talk about. We're going to use these languages. We're going to talk about feelings. We're going to use this in our conversation. This is going to help them have a better emotional and be better, more emotionally intelligent. They're going to understand emotions, not be afraid of them. Okay? So, when the emotions are positive, celebrate big time. When you're happy, oh man, get out the pom-poms, have a party, eat popsicles, whatever, have cookies for breakfast. When it's a great day and we're super excited, we're celebrating something. It could be anything. It could be an accomplishment that they're potty trained. It could be an accomplishment that they brush their teeth for a whole week in a row. Whatever it is, if they're feeling proud of themselves and it's exciting, they made the baseball team, man, throw a party. It's exciting. So celebrate those great emotions, okay? Then, what do you do with the negative emotions? I think one of the hardest ones is disappointment. When life does not turn out the way we expected it to be. My kids saw me go through massive disappointment, massive traumas, massive trials. You know what? Life happens. It is what it is. Life happens. But, what do we do with it? So, anytime they have a disappointment, you got to know there is a grieving process. There is a grieving process because they're grieving the fact that that they didn't make the team, that their friend went to another school, that their parents are getting divorced, go on and on, that a grandparent died, on and on, whatever. But it could be either little disappointments or big life trauma events. They're going to go through this grieving process. So I saw Tracy. Hi. Hey, I love you. We're both in the grandparenting stage of life. She was a bridesmaid in my wedding. Hey, girl. And now we're both grandparents and our kids are grown, which is fun. We're empty nesters. Back to the grief process. So first there's going to be that shock of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. Just a life thing that just happened. And then, then after that, there's just a denial. It's like, I can't believe this is going on. Is this for real? And then, let's see. I did not write this down. Let's see. Let me go back to my thought process here. I'm getting distracted. But the denial and then the bargaining and the depression and then ultimately the acceptance. The acceptance is the point that I want to make is because every disappointment, little, big, little trauma, big trauma, every disappointment that I wanted to go somewhere today and I didn't get to, that whatever, you name it, that a little bit of that grief process happens. The quicker you can get through it, the better. The end of the grief process is acceptance. So when you push yourself to acceptance, you push your kids to acceptance, you get to that place of acceptance, and then you say, you know what? It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We have to accept the things that we can't change. And even though we feel hurt, we feel disappointed, we feel frustrated, maybe even angry or mean or anything like that, it's going to be okay because here we go. Because I have the power, I can think differently. I can think differently. So here's the deal. You don't have to be a victim to your emotions. Just because things happen doesn't mean you have to be stuck in depression, that you have to be stuck in a bad mood, that you have to be stuck in the anger, disappointment, frustration, jealousy, whatever it is. We have the brain power, the courage. We get to say, you know what? We teach our kids this. We relate to them and then we teach them and then we're reminding ourselves along the way that we have the power to choose, okay? We have the power to choose to think differently. As I think differently about this, I alone can adjust my feelings. That's the key here. When a negative thing happened and you're stuck in a negative emotion, help your child adjust. Help them adjust to think differently. Let them know they have the power to think differently. Why do they have the power to think differently? Well, I don't know. They might be a superhero. My daughter told me a story this afternoon that was really cute. We had been talking about this topic because of the 12 o'clock session. And she said, yeah, when I was talking in Anderson tonight, she was thinking about it because of the noon Periscope. And she said, Mom, we were talking about his feelings and what his day was like and who he was, and just reminding him, Anderson, who are you? You're a big brother. You're a son. You are a grandson. You are smart. You are talented. You are athletic. So they're reminding him of these things, his identity. And then he goes, Mommy, I have a secret. So she leaned in. What's your secret? And he says, I'm a superhero. That's perfect, because if he can know that he is a superhero and you're talking about the feelings, the next thing is you don't have to be controlled by your feelings, because, okay, I drew a little chart for you again, because when you know your identity first, that means, hey, if I'm a superhero, it's okay if I've had a bad day, because I can adjust my feelings. Even though I was disappointed, I can adjust my feelings. And as I make the adjustment, which is the action, I remember my identity, then I adjust the action. Then what happens? The feeling follows. I can go to sleep peacefully because I made the adjustment. Or I can go ahead and go back to school even though I face a disappointment. Why? Because I made the adjustment. I can go ahead and sit on the sideline of the team because I'm not starting. Why? Because I made the adjustment. I'm not mad anymore. What is the adjustment? It's right here. Gratitude. Gratitude. Another feeling, another emotion. Gratitude is the key to everything. Gratitude is the key to not be controlled by your feelings. You get to make the choice to be grateful. And so when you're doing this, then it's going to be okay, because we're going to have a different outcome. So we choose my identity as I'm a grateful person. And then I can be thankful for something. Well, I'm thankful that I made the team, even if I have to sit on the bench and I'm disappointed I'm not a starter, but at least I'm on the team. So you find something to be grateful for, and then eventually the feeling follows, because you're going to end up winning a lot of games. Everybody gets a trophy, and who knows? Maybe you'll end up getting your skills and you'll win a lot of games. Who knows? Maybe you'll get a home run this year, even if you weren't a starter. So, you just keep working with them, but you're talking about feelings. You're helping them overcome their feelings. Help teach them. Do not get stuck with your feelings. Okay? So if you as parents have made the terrible mistake, you weren't taught correctly, you made the terrible mistake of living your life based on your feelings. Oh, thank you, Kesha. You're awesome too. Cassie, I appreciate it. Oh, you're periscoping all the way from Brazil. That's awesome. But you know what? If you have decided that you will not be controlled by your feelings, you can change everything. However, if you're controlled by your feelings, every decision is made by feelings, because of the negative things or negative emotions that have happened, it's a problem. Your feelings are real, but they should not be in the number one spot, okay? Because then it's going to cause you to misbehave, and then you're going to feel really bad about yourself, and it's going to turn out bad, and it's destructive. Teach this to your kids. So you learn it for yourself, then you model that to your kids. You talk about it with your kids, because that's what emotional intimacy is all about. It's all about talking. And when do you talk? Well, you talk at the dinner table, you talk in the car, you talk sitting on the couch, you talk before and after bedtime, you talk while you're holding them on your lap. You go to the park and you might go on the swings and on the slide, and then you know what? Go sit on the grass, have a little snack, and do what? Just talk. Talk. Put your phones away and talk. You have to talk. To your kids, you have to talk about your feelings. When you're talking to them, think about what I'm telling you right now. And don't just talk about anything like the schedule or griping at them all the time. Talk about their feelings. Talk about how they're doing, how they're feeling. Don't try to fix everything, but do help them understand they're not a victim to their feelings, and neither are you, because they can be grateful for everything they have, and you can be grateful for what you have, which is children, and grateful for the opportunity to be a mom, an opportunity to be a dad, and you can just make up your mind. we're going to be an emotionally connected family. We're going to talk about our feelings. We're going to talk about our good days and bad days, and we're going to figure out how to get through life together because we love each other. Because that's our identity as a family. We're a family that loves each other, that feels together, and that doesn't mind sharing all that. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys goodbye because it's getting late and my husband just got home from being out of town. So he and I are going to talk about our feelings, about how we missed each other, and we're going to have a great rest of the night. So y'all have a great rest of the night. And if your kids are in bed and it's just mom and dad sitting around talking and watching this Periscope, y'all talk about your feelings, talk about how you love each other, talk about how you want to have a great life together, talk about all the wonderful things that you have experienced together, and even the disappointments and the sad things. Just listen to each other, but express your feelings together and express them with your kids. And you know what? You'll all be more emotionally connected. Tomorrow, twice, noon and 9. You can remember that, noon and 9. I'm talking about the fruits of the Spirit, the letter F. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. Okay, so we're going to learn these things, learn how to teach them to our kids. I'm going to be answering more parenting questions, so more Q&A. Keep sending them in. I'll answer his questions as much as I can. If I'm not seeing what's going on the screen, it doesn't matter. I will watch it on the replay, and I'll get to your question next time, just like I did with Jessica right now. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here with you, and I am cheering you on because, woo, you guys need the encouragement. I'm Trina Titus Lozano, counselor, and most of all, your parenting cheerleader. Good night, y'all. Bye.